Goso v. Goldman.
Goso versus Goldman. So
Yeah.
from your question, I understand that. Okay. You have used exception. Okay, for answering this question, exception under section 28 on a restraint of trade. Yeah. If you use a Goso versus Goldman, means that the point here is that the Mariam can take action against Fatin due to the reason of goodwill, right, Esther?
Yeah.
Okay. So is there any other question, class, beside of Esther's answer? Okay, if you put your whatever case to support your argument, make sure that there is fact and also decision and justification why you put that case to support your argument. So from Esther's answer, I know that the answer is linked to the exception of section 28, relates to carry of goodwill. Is there anyone that his or her answer refer to the general principle of restraint of trade? Ada tak? Semua jawab sama macam Esther.
Doctor,
Yes.
if you use the case of Ringelswood versus Wilson Anthony,
Okay, means that
is it okay?
your answer is fall under the general
The
principle.
general
Yes, general
of
principle of
restraint of trade.
yes. Okay, so you have to make clear. Okay, you have to make it clear whether your answer is fall under the exception or is fall under the general principle, and make sure that you use the correct case to support your argument. If your answer is on exception, exception of restraint of trade, but you put there Ringelswood versus Anthony Wilson, then it we consider there is conflict decision there. Okay, if you said that this question refer to restraint of trade because your uh, um, because in your opinion that again um, when the clause put that Fatin should not run any childcare in Skudai within a radius of 5 kilometers from Cocomelon Childcare Centre is considered as a restraint of trade, and no one can restrain others to venture into any legal business or legal trade without any clear reason. And you base your answer to the case of Ringelsworth versus Anthony Wilson. So make sure that you use the right case and also the right section. You also mention section 28. If you mention this case that you said that it is unjust for Mariam to put a clause to prevent Fatin to run any childcare in Skudai within the radius of 5 kilometers from Cocomelon Childcare Centre. So you have to you have to put clear clear reason as well as relevant cases and also relevant section to support your answer. So yes, Esther.
No, sorry. Accidentally turned on the mic.
Okay. So this question has no this means that students have choice. Okay, either to answer it as referred to the general principle, or you also may answer your may answer based on the exception of section 28, but it must be must be very clear which sentence or which statement, okay, in the short scenario case that give you or lead you to that presumption. So you kena make sure betul-betul lah, okay, bila masa you jawab soalan tu, which way yang you nak pergi, okay? Jangan bila you letakkan that one is considered as exception, tapi guna case general principle. Tapi ada juga pelajar, okay, there are also students who are not sure which one is the correct answer. So she will put, okay, both answer. If you put both answer, then I have to pick which one that give more marks to you. Okay, for example, okay, sometimes you put the Ringus versus Wilson Anthony, but the fact is not correct, or the name is there, the name of the case is there, but there is no fact and also no decision of that case. But the other answer, okay, that one is a complete one. So okay, in that situation, I will choose, okay, the one, okay, that will give you more marks. But make sure if you have, okay, but please to have a stand, okay, when you give an answer. Okay, so for the second question, on 1st February 2021, Leon sent an email to Halim informing him that Ahman was his agent, and Ahman would be acting on his behalf in purchasing a house from Halim on 1st March 2021 at RM 450K. However, on 20th February 2021, Halim was informed by Leong's wife that her husband passed away on 15th February 2021. On 24th February 2021, David offers Halim RM 500K for the same house. Can Halim sell the house to David, or is Halim bound to sell the house to Ahmad? Advise Halim. So in this kind of question, you have to make what we call it a pictograph or whatsoever in order to make sure that you know who is an agent, who is the principal, who is the third party. Okay. In fact, the question, okay, I give you a clue that this question referring to law of agency. Okay, you find the word agent there. Can you find the word agent there? Second line. Okay, so right now, who is the principal and who is the agent? And question number 2. Right now we are discussing question number 2.
Leong is the principal.
Okay, Leon is the principal.
Aman is the agent and Halim is the third party. Is it?
Yes. Halim is the third party and also owner of the house. Okay. So in this question, again, the answer, okay, 8 marks here, allocated marks for this question. So how can you give okay, so what is the answer for this question? On 1st February, Leong sent an email. Here, the principal here, Leong, sent an email to Halim informing him that Ahmad, his agent, will be acting on his behalf to purchase a house from Halim. And on 20th February, Halim received a notice from Leong's wife that her husband has passed away on 15th February 2021. So the death of Leong has reached the knowledge of Halim 5 days after Leong's death. So the question here, can Halim sell the house to David? David is the new buyer that chip in, okay? They also want to buy the same house.
Doctor,
The new-
I will share my answer. I think Halim want to sell the house to Aman as according to email that Aman would be act behalf on Leon to buy the house on 1 March. But the principal when the principal that he said that Halim should be contacted by his agent, which is Aman. So
Mhm.
I think the contract is still valid between the between the Leong and Halim. Is it because the I think the Halim should contact with the Aman. So Aman tak dapat info about the agent tak dapat info about the principal died. Is it? Ke I agree situation.
Okay, so in this case, Halim, okay, get the information about Leong's death from his wife. Okay, 5
Wife.
days after from his wife. So in this situation, okay, and then if we're looking at the date that Leong, okay, order Ahman to buy that house, okay, on 1st March 2021.
Mm.
But okay, if we're looking at the date of a death of Leong, yeah, February dengan March, yang mana datang dahulu?
February.
February datang dahulu. Okay, means that the order to after that. Okay. So in this situation, okay, when the knowledge or notification of that of the principal has come to the knowledge of third party, so the contract, okay, the contract is considered is over lah. The contract is considered over. So Halim, okay, is not bound anymore to sell the house to Ahmad. Yes, and Halim have right, okay, to sell the house to David in this case because the notification of that here, okay, that of the principal, okay, has arrived or reached Halim earlier than the date that should be apa ni pembelian rumah oleh Ahman lah, okay, sebab tarikh letakkan kat situ 1st March of 2021. Jadi if the contract, okay, still continue, then who would pay? Okay, who would pay Ahman the commission? Okay, because kita tahu sekarang ni the principal already dead. That's why in this case, once the knowledge or notification of death already arrived, Halim, okay, earlier from the date that has been planned, okay, by Leong, okay, before his death tadi. So the contract, okay, between Leong and Halim, okay, is over. Maksudnya dalam keadaan sekarang ni, Halim have right, okay, to sell the house to David. So which section that we can use, okay, for this one? Notification of death by, okay, notification of death by the principal. Okay, nanti lihat balik slide notes, okay, berkenaan dengan law of agency. Look at the termination of agency. Ada section
Okay,
dekat
so
situ.
doktor dia jatuh under agency of ratification. Is the this
Ratification
law of agency?
kan jatuh pada bab pada subtopik penamatan agensi, termination of an agency.
Termination. Oh, right.
Okay, termination of agency. We have several reasons, okay, why a contract can be terminated. Okay, why an agency contract can be terminated. Look at the one of the reason of termination of agency. We have two types. Okay? We have two methods of termination of agency, either by revocation, okay, from agent or from principal. Okay, kalau kata the other one is operation of law. So lihat berkenaan dengan operation of law, ada berkenaan dengan death of agent or principal. Ada section dekat situ. Please have a look at that one. Buka balik nota law of agency. Or is there anyone yang jumpa section apa?
Section
Tak.
154.
Okay, so dah.
Agency terminated by the principal only effective when agent notice the appointed the principal. Section 154.
Okay. So please have a look at that section.
Doctor,
Ada case tak saya masuk? Yes.
yes,
Atika.
sorry. Because I just referring to, there's this section 162, right? It mentioned about, I just don't understand because it's mentioned about termination of the agency upon the death of principal. Then the agent must, on behalf of the representative of the deceased principal, take reasonable steps. Does this, like ada kena with like this case?
Okay, so in fact, sebab tu saya minta awak tengok betul tak section tu tadi tu?
Sekejap.
Which section? I want you to check.
Wait, let me read it.
Check balik about the notification of death either by either principal or agent. So it will terminate an agency. Section apa?
It should be section 162
Section 161.
or 161.
Okay, section 161. Okay, look at the case. Saya bagi satu case untuk you lihat kat sini. Nanti cari pada Google. Okay. The case of Blades versus Free. In this case can be used to support about the notification of death of the principal or the agent. Section 161. Here's question number 3. The right and duties of the agent depend on the express or implied terms of the contract of agency. Discuss the duties of an agent toward the principal based on Contract Act 1950. Illustrate your answer with decided cases. This one is considered as a direct question. Means that you read the question, so you dah nampak bayangan jawapan dia lah. Okay, it's called the right and duties of agent. Can discuss the duties of an agent towards the principal based on the contracts 1950. So we have several rights of duties of an agent to the principal. Then you list down again what is the duties of an agent to the principal, and insert decided cases dalam jawapan you nanti lah. This one is 12 marks. Okay, question 4, 5, 6, and 7. Okay, this question referred to topic that you have present, topic of company law and also partnership law. So for the question number 4, which group present this case? Salomon versus A. Salomon and Company Limited. The question looks like a long question, but in fact it is a direct question. If you know very well about this case, it will give you a bonus because this question wants you to discuss on the facts, issues, underlying principle, and also decision of the case of Salomon versus A. Salomon and Company Limited. Okay, so for the group that have present the subtopic of legal entities of a company. So you should know very well about this case. Yeah? The case of Salomon versus A. Salomon and Company Limited established the principal separate legal entity as previously applied in the Companies Act of 1965. Even the Companies Act 1965 later on been amended and formed the Act of Companies Act of 2016, but the content, it relates to the principle of separate legal entity is the same. And we still base and refer that principle to the case of Salomon versus A. Salomon Wary, or the case Wary, what we call it in Latin word, locus classicus case. Kes lama lah, kes katakan kes kes antik. Kes yang memang bila kita bincangkan berkenaan dengan company law, we cannot left this case in fact. Okay, so please have a look at the case of Salomon versus A. Salomon. And I will share with you in the learning later the record, the WebEx record of presentation of each group. Nanti you boleh dengarlah penjelasan daripada kawan-kawan you yang present. You can take the idea from that. Okay, walaupun soalan nampak panjang, tapi in fact apa yang dia nak ialah put the detailed facts of this case of Salomon versus Salomon, what is the issue, and then what is the principle that laid down by this case, and also the judgment of the court. Okay. For the question number 5, Andy and Daniel are undecided whether to set up a company or a partnership. Both of them seek your advice. Explain to Andy and Daniel 6 legal differences. Okay, so you can see here, okay, the question need you to discuss, okay, about 6 legal differences between the company and partnership. So for the groups which has presented on the comparison between company, partnership, and sole proprietorship, mesti ada jawapan ni. Okay, nanti saya akan sharekan dengan you all the presentation by your friends and you take the answer from that. We need just 6 legal differences. We have lots of differences. Okay? We have around 12 or 13 differences between a company, partnership, and proprietorship that are presented by your friends. Okay? But this question just need you to discuss 6 legal differences. So when you discuss about the differences, okay, please make a table in order for me and also for you to easier to write the for you to easier write the answer, and also for me for supaya kita nampak jelas lah dia punya perbezaan tu di mana. So when you put the differences, okay, please mention what is the relevant section, and also if there is any case to support, then put the case in the table. So here's 12 marks. And then question number 6, dissolution of partnership. You baca soalan tu, you dah tahu dah. Okay, this question that refer to the subtopic of dissolution of partnership. Yeah. Dissolution of partnership may happen in various circumstances, and its consequences not only affect the partners themselves but also third parties dealing with them. Explain method of dissolving a partnership based on the Partnership Act 1961 and relevant cases. So discuss about the dissolution of partnership with or without court's intervention. Okay. So we have several methods of dissolving a partnership. Question number 7. So for this case, you need to read and understand, and read word by word, understand and find the clue. What is the issue in this case? Okay, for this question, anyone who already prepared the draft of answer would like to share with the class? Khairun? Fakhrun, sorry. Khairun pula. Fakhrun? Anong?
Doctor, I think most of us haven't answered this question yet because we don't have the slide to compare the answer.
Oh, okay. Oh, you
Yes,
don't
because
have
we did
slides.
the presentation yesterday, so
Alright.
I think most of us didn't do it yet.
But the answer that I gave you just now, can you grab the point?
Yeah, I think like it's in the others presentation from yesterday as well. Cuma not as
Tak
in
tahu
we
kat
don't have
mana
the answer in
jawapan
detail.
dia.
Yeah.
Right. Okay,
But
okay.
for question 7, is it based on the criminal liability you mentioned yesterday?
Yes.
Yeah.
And the
Section
liability of partnership. Okay, so Mike and Nick are partners of Syarikat MNN, a hardware shop. Mike's friends, Tom, went to Syarikat MNN to complain about a knife he bought from the shop a week ago. Mike suddenly become angry and without intention has stabbed Tom with a knife. Tom brought a charge against Mike for causing him grievous hurt. Nick is worried that he would also be charged for causing grievous hurt since he is Mike's partner. Advise Nick. Okay, so this question refers to the liability, okay, criminal liability, where yesterday I mentioned about the joint liability only for partnership. They will only jointly liable for civil cases, but not jointly liable for criminal action. Yeah. So in this case, Nick should not be worried because he will not be um, liable. Okay. In this case, for the action of the other partners. So please find the case of Chung. Okay, this one is referred to section 14. And also the case of Chung Shun Kian. Chung Shin Kian.
Section 11, Doctor.
Yes, section 11. 11 is about ordinary thoughts.
So if the criminal liability is in other section, it's not under liability of partners.
Let's look at this section 14.
Section 40.
Okay, jointly wrong. Okay, because we have because in the Partnership Act, there is no such section mentioned about the criminal liability, so we rely on that section 14.
Okay. Okay, Doctor.
All right. So I will share with you the WebEx record of presentation by you and also by your friends for you to refer to answer the question from partnership and also company. I think we still have time. I would like to share with you tips for final exam. Or is there any question before we go to tips of final exam? Plus, any question?
No for now.
All right. Okay, so for SBSD 2073, okay, the date of your final exam have been finalized. I think that right now it's second draft, and normally if there is no issue regarding the second draft of schedule of final exam, so the date will be 9th of February. This paper, there will be two parts for SBSD 2073. We have part 1 and also part 2. 5 questions altogether. Answer 3 out of 5. And as per I mentioned earlier, is that for the topic of Malaysian legal system, that topic will be excluded for your final exam. So for the rest of the branches of law that under the syllabus of SBSD 2073, we have law of contract, law of agency, sale of goods, partnership, and also company. Okay, that those law will be come out in the final exam, and the question will be stand on its own. Means that 1A and 1B will refer to the same law. Okay, for example, if 1A and 1B refer to the company law, okay, question 2A to B will be, for example, for sale of goods. Okay, so the question will not mix. Means that bila jawab soalan tu nanti, you jangan campurkan jawapan dia lah. Okay, kalau kata soalan 1A refer to company, 1B will be refer to company 2. Okay, so one set of question, 20 marks. So the distribution of marks can be 10 plus 10, 8 plus 12, or 6 plus 14. Okay, depends on the question. But one set of question the total marks will be 20 marks. So for the topics again that will be come up in the final exam, I just mentioned what is the important topic that you should zoom in. The rest you can read, okay, but the one that I've mentioned, okay, will should be your focus, and you should understand it well for your final exam. So for company law, please look at the nature of for company law, types of companies, and also formation of company, as well as legal entities of the company. Legal entities of company, types of companies, and also formation of a company. And read also on winding up of companies. And for partnership, read the nature of partnership, duration and its duration, and also formation of partnership, as well as several liability of partnership. We have several liabilities of partnership: ordinary torts, misapplication, misappropriation, in terms of criminal liability, liability of people in and out from the company, from the partnership. So please have a look at the liability of partnership. And for creation of agency, so for agency, please have a look at the creation of agency. We have several creation of agency. Please understand it well. On the creation of agency by express, implied, ratification, estoppel, and also necessity, creation of agency by necessity or emergency. And also duties of an agent. Duties of an agent toward the principal. Okay, ada berapa bab dah? Company, partnership, agency. Okay, sale of goods. For sale of goods, please look at the section 2. The scope of goods. Okay. What is the scope of goods that fall under the Sale of Goods Act 1957? Okay, what is the definition of goods itself? And all the implied condition and warranty provided under the Sale of Goods Act. Please read on that part. Okay, the rest you can read. Okay, but you have to focus on this on the subtopic that I've been mentioned here. And for law of contract, okay, we have for law of contract we have lots of subtopics. We have offer, acceptance, consideration, intention, capacity to enter into a contract, avoidable, termination, and also remedies. Okay, but you have only to focus on void and also voidable. Void and voidable. Focus on that. For void, we have three. Okay, three. We have three restraint there. Restraint of marriage, restraint of trade, and also restraint of legal proceeding. Exclude restraint of legal proceeding. Exclude restraint of legal proceeding. And avoidable, only void and voidable. Law of contract voidable, we have 5 mitigating factors that can stand a contract, a valid contract that later on become a voidable contract due to the existence of either fraud, undue influence, duress, misrepresentation, and also mistake. Nak zoom lagi ke? Cukup. Excludekan untuk voidable. Excludekan mistake and also misrepresentation. Okay, dah keluar lah tu. Dah diskaun lah. Right, so focus, okay, so focus on the topics given. You may read, okay, kalau rasa nak baca semua, baca je lah, semua boleh. Okay, bagus untuk baca semua. Tapi the point that I've mentioned, okay, please focus on that, please read it and understand it well. Okay. And is there any question? Jangan tanya soalan final exam lah.
Doctor, for the answer later will be in written format or typing?
Oh, in written.
Written. Okay.
In written format. So
Okay.
tahanlah sikit tangan sakit menulis Kena practice menulis. But I have no allocation of marks for handwritten. Tak adalah. Kalau kata buruk sangat tulisan, I bagi markah rendah ke, tak ada. Okay, but make sure that your written is a readable one lah. Yang I boleh baca lah. Jangan teruk sangat macam tulisan doktor tak nak baca. Yeah. Okay, maybe this one is if there is no question, okay, this is considered as our last meeting. So next week, we still have time. Okay, if anything that you would like to ask me, okay, you can personal message, or you can also ask in the group, and I will share with you, okay, the record Webex of your presentation, so you also can listen to the presentation of your friends again and again. So since tak ada soalan apa-apa, okay.
Doctor, sorry.
Atika nak tanya apa?
Tak, about the final exam, tadi doktor kata it will be separated into 2 parts kan? Then kita kena jawab 3 out of 5 questions.
Yes.
Then so like the first part is we answering how many questions at like the first part.
Macam mana?
Jadi macam first part of the exam and then break in the second part.
Oh yes, you will have a break. Okay, for the first part will be 2 hours, 3 questions. 3 question, answer 2 out of 3. And for the second part, okay, there will be 2 questions, answer 1 only.
Oh, okay.
So the question is not just come from me, because this subject also offered for space student, for part-time students, and there also another lecturer, okay, who set up the question, the final exam question for this paper. Yeah. But in fact, there will be no issue, okay, because we are using the same syllabus and also same content of teaching and learning. Okay, tak ada soalan. Okay, since this is considered as our last meeting, I would like to minta maaf daripada you all, okay, sekiranya ada saya tersalah cakap, terkasar bahasa, terlepas cakap dan sebagainya, okay, semasa mengajar. I juga banyak cancel kelas ni, kan. Okay, sorry. Okay, kadang-kadang jadual kita terpaksa berubah to fit in my time sometimes when I have workshop or other meetings. I would like to say that saya halalkan ilmu yang saya share dengan you all and hope that you can use that knowledge again in your future again. Bila you dah kerja nanti ataupun you boleh gunakan sekarang pun, maksudnya you have knowledge about when we talk about when other people talk about the contract, then you know what should be in the contract itself. So lots of knowledge that you have learned from the commercial law subject. And I hope that everyone could score very well in this paper. And my record before this, jangan ada yang pecah record lah. Tak pernah ada yang gagal for my subject. And biasanya student kalau paling rendah pun biasa B+. Okay, student can manage B+ and above for the subject, in fact. Okay, so looking at your result of quiz that day, and also test, I know that all of you are brilliant students, and hope that will get good marks for this subject. Okay, maybe and one representative from students that would like to say a word. Roha, Easter.
Can Doctor?
Doctor,
Yes.
sorry,
Atika, siapa nak cakap? Boleh.
okay, first we want to thank you for teaching us all this while. And sorry if we are a bit, how to say, sometimes it takes us time to answer you.
Oh,
But yeah, I mean, even though there's like as in, how to say, got the clashes about our what's that, like our schedules or anything, but then you also always how to say, you give us the recordings for other classes, so there are still, I mean, we didn't really miss out on any of our syllabus. So yeah, we really like your class as well, and thank you for teaching us for this semester. And then yeah, we also hope to see you soon in school someday.
Sedih pula dengar. Hope to see you all again. And next semester, we hope that we will have a hybrid class. When class can be in the mode of face-to-face, you may freely come to see me at my office. Best of luck for your final exam. Please everyone, could you please open your camera for our last session? Nak ambil gambar masa final exam nanti kan semua muka stres. Cepat cari tudung sekejap. Kenapa liver ni gelap? Mana the rest ni? Okay. Fakhrul on lah kamera. Dia tak perlu pakai tudung pun. Okay, come on. Okay, masih ramai lagi yang belum on ni. Okay, please don't forget to submit your assignment. Just one submission, okay, from each group. Lee Maiden, dah tak nampak kat sini. Go Chin. I still have time, 2 minutes time before I join a meeting at 2. Okay. So smile everyone. Okay, one more page. Okay. All right. Thank you, everyone. Yeah. Happy to teach all of you. Okay, and hope to see you next semester. Okay. Tapi tak naklah dekat kelas sama lah. Okay. I mean, we will meet again if you seek for the paper of SBSD 3143 Occupational Safety and Health. Okay. Tapi jangan seek for commercial law again lah. Okay. Okay. So bye. Assalamualaikum. Thank you.
Thank you, Doctor.
Thank you,
Bye.
Doktor.
Bye.